All right. So, hey, everybody, we are here with Mallory. She's with LendSmart Mortgage, and I figured I would bring her on to give us a little insight as to some options we can give you guys as buyers because this market's crazy and it's changing so much. And we just want to make sure that we always have the best options for you. So, it's all about making sure that we communicate about what's important to you and making sure that we provide as many options as possible that work best for you. So one of the options that we have been using very, very often recently here is the Hometown Heroes program. And I wanted to bring Mallory on board so she can tell us a little bit about this Hometown Heroes program. So let me introduce you, Mallory.
Hey, everybody. Just like Tanya said, I'm Mallory Fodiatis with LendSmart Mortgage. I am located in Niceville, Florida. So I think we just want to talk to you about the benefits of the Hometown Heroes program, what it offers, what it allows. It's an amazing program that a lot of people don't realize how you can utilize it. So Tanya, would you like to ask some questions about it?
Yeah. So, okay, who exactly qualifies for this Hometown Heroes program? I think first thing that comes to mind is like military, but there's a big umbrella, right? So a lot of people actually qualify for this.
There's actually a huge umbrella of people who fall underneath it. There's over 60 eligible occupations, and I can give you a link that's actually going to show all of the eligible occupations. First and foremost are service members, active duty service members, and our veterans. They are eligible for use of this program. First responders, so firefighters, EMTs, police officers, that
Teachers,
teachers
right?
and educators. So different educators, teachers, people within the school system. Not every occupation within the school system is eligible for this program. But again, I do have a list. So school counselors, guidance counselors, those are some of the things that occupy or are eligible for this. Medical. Mhm.
Oh, sorry. Um, we can put a link in the bottom of this post, and you can see the full list. But there's actually some that like I thought were really interesting. So chiropractors, audiologists,
Mhm.
things like that are in that category. So make sure that if you're in that kind of like field of work, make sure you look at this list because you might qualify for a program like this. Let's get into that program because I think it's super, super helpful. So I think right now something to keep in mind is that everyone has their side of closing costs to bring to the table, right? And
Mhm.
we might not always have the money set aside for all of these closing costs. And closing costs are like your lender fees, your prorated taxes, your insurance. And then with rates being so high, you're seeing a lot of people buy down their rate. So this program doesn't necessarily help you buy down that rate, but you can use the program to help you with closing costs and have whatever money you have set aside to help bring down your rate. How much does the program cover? What is exactly does it cover?
So this program is specifically for first-time home buyers. If you are active duty or a veteran, you are actually exempt from being a first-time home buyer, as long as you intend to occupy the home as your primary residence. The other occupations, the requirement still stands. You do have to be a first-time home buyer. But what this program is, it is a 5% 0% interest loan, meaning you'll get 5% of the actual loan amount, and it will be considered a second mortgage, but there is no monthly payment. It is 0% interest loan that carries no interest, no monthly payment on it.
So let's put that into perspective for you guys. So let's just say you're looking at a $400,000 home and it covers up to 5% towards your closing costs. So you're talking $20,000 that you can get from this program to help you pay your closing costs. So think about this for a second, guys. With a market that might be competitive and you have multiple offers, this allows you to actually pay for some of the seller's closing costs on your side. You get up to $20,000 worth of credit at 0% interest. That's awesome. You can make your offer even more competitive. And one thing that Mallory said that was super important is that, yes, it is for first time home buyers, but if you're in the military, you're actually exempt from that. So keep that in mind. You can use this for your second home. The military moves around so often. That's really important to keep in mind. How do you pay this back? So you said 0% interest. I think that's a big question for a lot of people. A lot of people are hesitant because they see it as a second loan. They have to. There's a lot of like gray areas. So
Yeah.
how does that work?
So this is a 0% interest loan, and it is only made payable in full if you sell the home, um, and it can come from the proceeds of the home. That amount can come from the proceeds of the equity when you do sell your home, or the other time it's made payable is when you pay off your loan in full. So let's say you have the home for 30 years and you just made your last payment. That $20,000, you will be required to pay that back to the state of Florida. A lot of people think that if you move away, if you're military, that as soon as you no longer occupy the home, you're going to have to make that payable in full. I have confirmed with the e-housing program director. They do allow exemptions. And as long as you are current and have proper insurance or adequate home insurance on your home, you can file for this extension or this exemption, and you can do it multiple times. There is no end to that. So just because you are military and you're utilizing this, let's say 2 years from now, you are going to move away to a different duty station and you want to maintain this home and rent it out instead, you can actually file an exemption. You can go back to the original lender and they can help you do this paperwork. So that way it is stress-free.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really, really good point. I'm glad you brought that up. It's all about perspective, I think, that if you do have to pay it back, let's just say you do have to pay it back. At the end of the day, you're here in a position where you have to buy a house and you might not have the money set aside for your closing costs. So it's almost like a prepaid credit type thing. Like you don't have the money up front, go ahead and start saving it. At least you got the house. And by the time you move in a year or two, hopefully you have that money accumulated to pay it off. That might be one way to look at it if you do have to pay it back. But if the market continues the way that it is, hopefully you make money back when you sell that house and it'll come out of your proceeds and you don't have to worry about that.
Correct.
So it's all a matter of having the right person on your side to make sure that they sell it correctly and competitively and get you some money back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this is all really, really good to know. So thank you for telling us about that. If you have any questions at all about the Hometown Heroes program or anything at all, I'm going to add Mallory's information to this post or video. So please don't hesitate to reach out to her. But again, this is the Hometown Heroes program. It's available to anybody who categorizes under that Heroes umbrella. We'll put a list on here too. It gives you up to 5% of the purchase price at 0% interest. There's lots of details. Hopefully you caught on to, and if not, you can call Mallory. But I hope you have a great day, and thank you, Mallory, for joining us today and sharing that program with us.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Yeah, and we did not dress alike on purpose.
We didn't.
Great minds think alike. All right. Have a good day, everyone.